generally in terms of positioning, it's all about building your brand. Who do you want to be known for, and which market that you want to serve? And if you know which market that you want to serve, then you have the right message to market. Like for instance, the way how I position is that I've been sharing with you that it's all about building up your persona. I mean, that is the core focus. That is like the very foundation. If you don't have that, everything else doesn't make sense. If you have that, you have everything. Like for instance, you take Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Gary Vaynerchuk positioning is what? You get to know his core message. What's his core message? His core message is, I don't give a fuck about anything, right? And I use the word I don't give a fuck if anything, not because I want to swear. I'm just rephrasing and how he positioned himself, right? And his mantra is you got to hustle, 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 and it's all about tapping on social media. I mean, that's what his message is, right? Now, different person will have their own message, but you gotta have your message. Now, from that, then you build your positioning. If you don't have your own message, if you don't stand out in a crowd, then there's no positioning. Then you just be like another person, which is not wrong, but that will give you normal results. That will give you mediocre results. That is not going to get a lot of traction in that sense. So, like for instance, I'll take another example, like my friend Russell Brunson. So it's all about funnels. I mean, that's the only message that you get. He's saying that, hey, funnels is the solution to achieving anything, to unlock any wealth that you want on the internet. So that's his message, right? And obviously his brand is the authority brand. And he builds that very strong with his own tribe and everything else. Like a lot of motivational speakers, they are positioning themselves like a slumdog millionaire so that they can relate to the audience, like, hey, I was once very poor and all this kind of stuff, and I know how you feel, but right now I'm going to show to you way how to escape this whole shitty mess and so on, right? So what is your positioning? What is your brand? What is your brand is what is the persona that you bring on the table? Then you start to develop that. Then all of your website, your ads and so on. I mean, those are all relates back to how you position yourself. So then there's like for instance Joe Bauer. Joe Bauer, the speaker training. So he's positioning himself as like the top authority, like he's the person who trains all of the speakers, all right? So he's positioning himself like, if you want to learn about speaking, then you're gonna find him because he's like the best in the industry, because he's the one who trains the rest of the speakers, right? So I'm just telling you how different gurus build their different brand and so on. Then you have, like for instance, T.F. Aker, right? T.F. Aker will be, I would say, an authority, but he also plays a Slumdog Millionaire once in a while. But at the same time, he's also more aggressive. Like he can scold people, not angrily, but with love. And he can call people losers from time to time if someone doesn't do the right things. So that is all about how he differentiates himself differently, right? So different speakers, different marketers will have a different angle and so on. And you start building that on day one. Now nobody will know anything right now. He says that but nobody cares about my brand. He said, of course nobody cares with your brand right now, but later on they will. Like when I first start, or when Gary Vaynerchuk first start, when Russell Brunson first start, when anyone first start, they are all the same. Everybody goes through that phase, and once we get it and we start doing that right now, right? Then you will see the magic starts happening 6 months later on, 12 months later on, or maybe 3 months later on. Okay.